The date, June 5th, 1944. The United forces are preparing for their final assault on Normandy coast. The mission? Establish a beachhead, break through the front lines, and infiltrate and destroy enemy headquarters. To spearhead the invasion, they have chosen Paul from Command Unit 88, a secret unit known as Iron Snake, an experienced combat veteran with special forces training. Paul has been called a man of iron. But to succeed in his mission, Paul will need the full firepower of United Forces' mightiest fighting juggernaut, the Iron Tank. This is Iron Tank, the invasion of Normandy, from SNK, released in 1988, also known in the great land of Japan as Great Tank. It's a top-down shooting game. It's pretty fun. Video is based on the 1985 arcade game TNK3, which was released as Tank in Japan. Set during the invasion of Normandy, the player takes control of a commando named Paul, and codenamed Snake, or Colonel Ralph in the Japanese version, who also appeared in the Ikari Warriors games. As he is the titular Iron Tank to infiltrate a German stronghold. Within PAL regions, it was only released in Australia. Yeah, how about that? Iron Tank is considered by some to be a spiritual successor to SNK's earlier game, Guerrilla War, due to many similarities in gameplay, graphics, and overall layout. The game opens with the tank landing on a beach and advancing forward while fighting various enemies that include soldiers, officers, tanks of various types, and fixed guns. In addition, the player will have the opportunity to rescue captured soldiers, some of which give the player intel, and will have to negotiate various other obstacles and enemies such as armored trains, submarines, gunboats, landmines, airplane strafing runs, electric fences, and gigantic rocket strikes. We control normal NES controller, nothing special needed. Directional buttons control the movement. A fires the machine gun, B fires the main gun. Start pauses the game on the main screen, and select opens the in-game menu. The turret can be pointed in the standard 8 directions and is rotated by simultaneously pressing A in the desired direction, which is a little goofy. The turret will maintain its direction on the screen regardless of the tank's movements or facing, and you use this as part of the game's strategy, if you can figure out how to do it fairly quickly on the fly. While in the game, pressing the select button will open the in-game menu. From here we can activate or deactivate main gun fire options, which we can read incoming radio messages, check progress on the game map, and turn on the automated refuel option. There are 4 main gun options, which when activated alter the main gun properties. They are V for rapid fire, which increases the rate of fire. F for armor piercing, which will shoot through walls and terrain to hit enemies beyond them. It also doubles the shot's damage. B for bombshells, which explode when they hit or reach maximum range, also doubling the shot's damage. And L for long range. The shot's range is doubled to almost a full screen's distance. And these can be stacked, by the way. We have different power-ups. While advancing through the game, player will also come across power-up icons, red squares with a white letter in them. Some of the benefits of these include the E's, restore some of your health. R, fully restores the health and adds any leftover points to the refuel option, kind of like the sub-tanks in Mega Man X. And then the, different ammo for the guns, the V, F, B, and L. Each of these will also add 1 point to the tank's health, or if full, its refuel option meter. In addition to the above, running over soldiers with the tank will add 1 point to the tank's health meter, while running over officers will add 1 point to the health meter and 1 point to your V option. Like most Nintendo action shooters, Iron Tank is divided into multiple levels with bosses at the end of each. However, gameplay is continuous. There are no breaks between levels, as the defeat of one boss directly leads to the start of the next level. One unique aspect that separates it from other action shooters is the ability of the player to choose different paths to the final level by driving down the path of his choice. Some paths have fewer but more difficult levels, resulting in a shorter game if the player can successfully negotiate them, while others are the reverse. The paths break and converge at specific points in the game's progress, allowing the player to mix and match level paths as the game progresses. The level bosses are various and different, which is a little redundant, but that's what it says. Powerful weapons that include giant tanks, railway artillery, fortresses, and grounded aircraft, which is a little silly. Most have some degree of movement either in 2 directions, such as the railway gun, or freely around the screen, like any of the several giant tanks. All of them, though, have predictable movement and firing patterns, and exploiting this is necessary to defeat them. I think I played this game when I was a kid. The box art is really familiar, but I can't remember anything about it. Maybe it's just because it's very... SNK had a lot of similar box art, since they did a lot of similar games. Ikari Warriors, I could be thinking of that one. It's not a bad game. I would rate it fairly well. I'd give it probably between a 6 and a 7. Getting a handle on controlling the turret will help you immensely.